Ball hit foul. Welcome everybody to tonight's Section 5 Kingston County matchup between Hornell and Haverling. I'm Bob Peischer, broadcasting from the Simmons and Rockwell broadcast booth. This is the best position I could get in here. The fencing is quite high around the facility, and they actually blackened off or put tarp around, where last year I was behind the home plate, but they put a tarp around there this year. This one popped up. Nice job, nice play. Both came in together for it. Hope we're all right. That was Gates Miller. This is Wyatt Argentieri. Two balls, one strike to Argentieri. This one popped out of play. Yeah, I'm shocked they put the stands way back here. Nobody's using them but me, and they put the batters or the pitching for the pitchers to warm up right there in the bullpen. I'll get it out of my mouth. The design is not the best for. There's Argentieri strikes out. Nice pitch. The field is absolutely beautiful. I like their scoreboard and stuff. Inside. One and two. Ponicello. Held up. 2 and 2. This one popped out of play. It's funny when you pull in here to all the cars avoid that area. We saw where Jake popped that up to. They're all parked way in the outfield. And I don't blame them. Anytime, even in Hornell, when I'm close, anywhere I go, I always open my, unless it's a threatening rain, but I open up my moonroof, sunroof, and there's nice pitch. Zachary Musso with a strikeout. Just trying to get some of these graphics finished here since I was a little late getting on. We'll take a quick peek at the B1 standings. Hornell seated in third place. See the rest of them in the lineup. They're 8-2 Geneva as well, but most important, remember I said on the right-hand side is the seeding points. So that's the most important. The harder the higher qualification or class the teams you play. As you see, Haverling has climbed up to third place as well, and a 5-3. Just a reminder, streaming this week. Of course, tonight we're doing the Haverling baseball game. Tomorrow, Aquinas comes to Hornell. We'll be doing that game as well. Thursday, Livonia, and then we're at Dansville on Friday, and then Saturday morning, York comes to town, and that's a couple makeup games in there because of the rain we've had constantly. So Musso up. Ball one. On the mound, Gates Miller for Hornell. And easy play for Shawnee Rose. This is Gage Thomas takes a swing at it. Fouls that one off. 0-2, one out here. Bottom of the first. Again, Bob Pleasure broadcasting from the Simmons and Rockwell broadcast booth here from Haverling baseball fields. It's not near the school. It's actually near the bus garage, if you want to know where it is. There's the bus garage, and you see in the background the old drive-in movie theater there. I don't think I've ever come over here. Hornell used to have a drive-in, obviously. But you need to get them back now. So Thomas strikes out. This is number 13, Ethan Bratz. Also, Ethan on the track team as well. I talked to him a little bit during the invitational. Came up and said hi to me, and I'm not sure. I think he was in, obviously, the throwers competition, because then I saw him running for the throwers race. Ooh, a little high from Gates. And swings through that one, strike 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Gates Miller. We go to the top of the second after this.
Costs are rising, and the Ryan agencies are taking action. We trim the cost of your insurance with cutting-edge ideas. Want money back in your pocket? A quick call can result in savings without sacrificing coverage. The Ryan Agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Traditional checking accounts are old news. So what are you waiting for? Reach new heights with Apex Rewards checking from First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Apex gives you the option to choose between cash back or high interest with a free checking account that pays you. Plus, ATM fees get refunded. Choose your rewards at fhfcu.org and get one step closer to achieving your financial goals.
Okay, top of the second inning. Up to bat is number 33, Davin Oyer. Oyer, up until the last 2 games, and this is the second game that he's been moved up into the 4th position in the lineup. He was in the bottom, 7, 8, and 9 position, but has been done so well in getting on base, whether it be walks or hits. Nice play by Thomas. This is Pico. Gennaro Pico. Apologize if we have any streaming issues. I'm on a mobile hotspot out here. Pico lines one to center. And deeper. Gennaro. First hit on the board for either team. Shawnee Rose. Up now. Pico threatens to go. Gets about 20 feet off base. That goes back. You could hear, if you heard him there, you can't see him, but you can hear Gage Thomas slap his glove a little bit, try to get some. There he is again doing it. They all do it. Here's a base hit. The run comes home as Pico crosses. Oops, I can't find there's the base runner. Rose. Filming from all these different angles makes it a little bit difficult to get my bearings here. Of how to. So 2 line drives right down the middle. Generate a run for Hornell. Wow, that one, if you look at that, that went right through the opening. Wow. I hope everyone's all right there. See if you can see that again. That was by Andrew Davis. Charlie Oyer. 1-1 to Oyer. Getting 2 men on, 1 out. 1 run home for Hornell. Charlie Oyer up to bat. We got Rose on second. Andrew Davis on first. Chris is his father. He offered 2-2. And there's strike 3 for the second out. Warrior caught looking. Again on the mound, Zachary Musso. This is Daniel Barnett Jr. He's featured on our graphic. There he is. For streaming this week. And got him. Nice throw down to first. Davis, he's been picked off a couple times. That's his second or third time being picked off at first base. Especially, you got guys someone in scoring position. It's a killer. Nice throw. Looked like it maybe a double steal, but I don't know. Today's game is brought to you by our friends at Strobel Supply, 48 Shawmut Industrial Park in Hornell. Looking for a job? They're hiring. Strobel Supply, 607-324-1721. Strobel Supply, Dr. Ali Mansour, sports medicine physician at St. James Hospital in Hornell. Give him a call if you're injured. He's an orthopedic surgeon, can handle it all. Dr. Ali Mansour, First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Open an Apex checking account today at First Heritage. First Heritage, corners of Mesa and Seneca Street in Hornell. The Dagan Funeral Home, 38 Church Street. Cremation service is only $16.95 plus the crematory fee. Thanks, Jim Dagan, Laura Pico, the Dagan Funeral Home. Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys. Offices in Buffalo, Rochester, New York City. Call 585-262-COMP for Connors and Ferris. Connors and Ferris. The genuine, the original, the Overhead Door Company of Canasteo Valley, 382-8172. Commercial, residential, agricultural doors. Thanks, Jim Oyer at the Overhead Door Company. The Ryan Agencies, Hornell, Jasper, and Wellsville. 3 gate locations to serve you better. Thanks, Jeff Ryan. Insurance protection you can rely on. They're my insurance agent. They should be yours. The Ryan Agency. And, of course, Simmons and Rockwell Ford. Simmons and Rockwell Nissan right across the street from each other. Make car buying simple when you drive your deal at Simmons and Rockwell Ford and Simmons and Rockwell Nissan. This is Evan Pendle. Pendle, Davis underneath it. Andrew Davis with the out. Popped out foul. This is number 8, Justice Crooks. And Crooks goes down looking. Second out. funny thing is, we talked about how the design of this ballpark is. They actually did put the stands right next to the dugout over there, but not on this side. I'm confused why, but or it wasn't caught when whoever signed off on it as well when they designed these. You know, they should make sure that they're all. I don't know what it could be, because there's what's behind us here. It looks like some kind of construction company. Two and one. Fouled off. It would actually, well, I guess this is all concrete under here. I was going to say it would be easy to move, but hey, there's concrete underneath these stands where I'm at. But like I said, they're not being used. I'm a complainer, see? I just don't understand how they do some things, but every school, Hornell does it. They all do the same thing. They get the new park put in and then decide, oh, we made a mistake on something afterwards. That's the third out. Or, like I said, there could be another reason as well. But so, 1, 2, 3 inning. We'll be back after this.
Shop, finance, and buy your next car all online. With a new shopping experience at your fingertips, make car buying simple when you drive your deal at Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads and Hornell.
Hi, I'm Laura Dagan-Pico, and along with my father, Jim Dagan, operate the Dagan Funeral Home here in Hornell.
The Dagan Funeral Home is a large, spacious, handicap-accessible facility with a seating capacity of 150 people, along with a separate family room for entertaining children. We also offer DVD memorial tributes, which continually show photographs and movies of your loved one's life on 2 beautiful flat-screen TVs.
The Dagan Funeral Home, 5 generations of the Dagan family serving your family.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Concerned about the cost of your insurance? The Ryan agencies sift through quotes from many companies to uncover your best insurance value. You'll be surprised at the savings we can find. Let's just talk. What's there to lose? The Ryan agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
There's Zachary Musso. The last few warm-ups and doing a good job here today. Top of the third we go. Barnett gets a fresh count because Davis got picked off at first. To end Hornell's threat in the second. Two 2-0 to Barnett. That's awesome. There's a kid behind me. I want to film him. He's been in that batting cage by himself, just hitting off a tee. for the last. It looks like a young kid, maybe 13, 14, just practicing. Awesome. It's good to see it. Now there's a bunch of kids in there. But that looks at a strike. 3-2 full count. Or 3-1, I'm sorry. 3-1. Burnett. Foul. And Burnett goes down. Going to bring up top of the order now. And Gates Miller up. Tell me there's a spider building in. A web in my lens here. I have to turn it toward me. You are. What are you doing? Get out of here. Come on. There we go. So Gates Miller, who popped up to second base, his first at bat. One and two to Miller. There's strike three, nice pitch. Musso. Wyatt Argenteri. Wyatt 0 for 1 today with the strikeout. First pitch to Argenteri is a ball. Musso up to 50 pitches so far here for in the third. Fouls that one off, 1-1. That's the third out. Nice play. So the bottom of the third we go. Today's game is brought to you by MysticMedia.com, your small business digital success partner. Web development, search optimization, blog content, and so much more. Log on to MysticMedia.com. Mystic Media. Butler Excavating and Concrete, City View Towing, Transport, and Auto Repair, all kinds of construction and destruction. That's right, have them tear down buildings as well and replace sidewalks, anything you need at Butler Excavating and Concrete and City View Towing. John and Dagan, General Trial Practice, proudly serving the Southern Tier since 1989. Call 324-6690 for John and Dagan. Thanks, John. The best Italian cuisine in Hornell and in the area is at the Italian Villa. Over 60 years, the Argentieri family has been bringing you the best Italian cuisine. And the best toasted subs, too. I love their food at the Italian Villa. Ed's Computer Sales and Service. Need a new computer, one repaired. Ed's Computer has been in business for over 25 years. Ed's Computers. He builds my computers and services them as well. Nice play by Pico. That was Dylan Winben. This is Eric Carney Hendricks. Pops that one foul. Hendricks, a 9th grader here for Haverling. Two and two to Hendricks. That one's a foul. Burnett Jr. out there. Two and two. 1 out here. Bottom of the third. Slow curve. High and inside. What's that kid? Okay, he's behind protect. I was looking back. I thought these kids were pitching the balls in the cage without getting protected here, but they are. And strike three. Nice pitch by Miller. This is Alex Byler, the 11th grader. That one's inside 2-0. Hornell with a 1-0 lead here, bottom of the third. 2 outs, nobody on for Haverling. Miller delivers. 2-1. Alex Byler at the plate. Two and two now. Nice pitches, fastballs by Miller. Outside. Full count. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That last one was a ball. No, okay, it is full count. They just switched it again. I'm relying on the scoreboard here. And now it is full count, so I was right. That one's high and walks him. So Byler, good at bat by him. So the top of the order for Haverling, Zachary Musso up to bat, senior. Zachary grounded out to short his first at bat in the first inning. Half-hearted throw over to first and make sure Byler is back. Another throw over to first. So 2 outs here. Byler at first is the runner for Haverling. That one's high, so finally first pitch thrown to Musso is a ball. Miller 38 pitches. Another throw over, Byler back. Again, Musso 0 for 1 today, grounded out to Rose at second, or at short. That one's inside 2-0. Father with his 2, looks like 4- and 5-year-old kids over on the softball field playing. That's inside 3-0. Keats trying to get him with the inside pitches, but a little too inside. There's a strike. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Hornell 1 run home in the top of the second. Byler on first as the lone runner here with 2 outs. Musso takes a high one with a strike, full count. And a ball 4, so another long at bat, 2 long at bats in a row for Haverling. Pushed Gates up to 43 pitches so far. Yeah, sometimes you forget as a pitcher. I'm sure the coaches are reminding him that you got 2 outs here. Got to eat other people in the field with you. Of course, the field is quite large, so you don't want to give up a hit, but you also have the force at second. And, well, now it's the force and second at third. I was saying when Musso was up. This is Gage Thomas who struck out. Looking at a 2-0 count now. Throw back to first. He's more and more. It must be practice. I was gonna say. I thought over there more and more kids are showing. I wonder if that's the little league field. That might not be softball. It might be little league. No, it does say softball. It says Haverling softball on the scoreboard over there. Although I don't know. But there's a bunch of little kids practicing now. Always fun to see. Three and one. Thomas. And walked him, so 2 outs. And nobody on. Now walks 3 batters in a row. It's gonna. No, I'm surprised, Coach, or at least Ponicello. Somebody should go out and talk to him. Settle him down. Nice fastball. Ethan Bratz, who's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Bratz swings at that one, so Miller trying to get out of this one. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Haverling. That one's Bratz reaches. It's up against the fence. And does the old flex. So Hornell had their chance. Bases, or they had nobody on, or yeah, 2 outs, nobody on. Miller walks 3 in a row, and Haverling takes a 2-0 lead. Davis tries to drive for it, can't get it. And he's out. Bratz tries to come home. You're supposed to slide. You don't ever want to run standing up. So that is the 3rd out. And another run does come home. Makes it 3-0. We'll be back.
Costs are rising, and the Ryan agencies are taking action. We trim the cost of your insurance with cutting-edge ideas. Want money back in your pocket? A quick call can result in savings without sacrificing coverage. The Ryan agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
There's those kids. Ooh, they're throwing some heat in there. Warming up, or not warming up, I should say, just practicing. And having some fun. There's your future Haverling Rams. And there's the softball. Like I said, the kids out there playing softball as well. Practice, practice, practice. Jacob Panicello. Panicello pops one up foul. Everybody's secretly hoping it hits a car. I told you last game that I always leave my sunroof open and the side windows, whatever, the window, the side of the car that's aiming or facing the stadium. So I don't get to reduce the amount of chances I break something. 2-1 to Panicello. Again on the mound, Zach Musso, a senior. Panicello tags it. Nice catch. Beautiful job out there, number 12, Alex Byler. Second baseman Davin Hoyer grounded out to short in the second inning. That one's going to drop in. And Bratz chatting it up. Brings up Gennaro Pico in a line drive. Hit to center. Back in the second inning. It's 1-for-1 today. That one's in the dirt. Again, don't forget tomorrow we'll be home for Aquinas. That game starts at 5 p.m. So the Aquinas Little Irish baseball team comes to town. Take on Hornell. 5 o'clock tomorrow night right here on Peisch Sports. Again, just a quick peek at the B1 standings. Again, Hornell seated in third place with an 8-2 record. Again, the most important thing right to the right, the 3.5 seeding points is the most important stat. Looking at the B2 standings, Haverling's moved their way up to third place in the standings as well for B2. 5-3 record. And it's all about the seeding points, not the wins and losses. See, North Rose Walcott has 10 wins as Pico goes down looking. It's going to bring up Shawnee Rose. That's when Hornell had those back-to-back-to-back hits. Rose had also had a line drive to center in the second. Takes a ball. 64 pitches so far for Musso. That's one thing I like, that they keep pitch count on their scoreboard. And this is a base hit. So Rose 2. Wait a minute. Did I screw up my? Oh, okay. This is Andrew Davis. So I was right. Davis chops one foul. Davis 1 for 1 today with a hit. All he's going to do is touch third. Easy play for Carney Hendricks. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 3-1. Today's game is brought to you by Dr. John Y and Dr. Rich Jakowski at Y & Kyle Practic Associates, 20 Park Drive in Hornell. Back and neck pain, headaches, all your spine care needs. Give them a call. 607-324-7246. Giglio's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, 382-0836. Chad Giglio, 24-a-day emergency service. Fully bonded and insured. It's Giglio's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Dr. Pat Pico, MD, 15 Loader Street in Wellsville, 585-596-4129, providing quality care to the residents of Steuben and Allegheny counties for over 25 years. Dr. Pat Pico. Hess's Tree and Stump Removal, Bucket Truck Services, Chipping, Stump Grinding, dependable expert service. Call Lenny Rose, 324-1326. Hess's Tree and Stump Removal. Valley Apparel and Designs, they do custom apparel and signs, 281-8777. Team School Sports, Work Apparel. No order too big, no order too small. Give them a call. Whoops. Gotta get the graphics off. There we go. So bottom of the 4th. Justin Crooks. Crooks swings through that one. Crooks struck out looking in the 2nd inning. This one lifted right to Argenteri. Dante Neely. I remember when he was a little kid. Everyone grows up, darn it, you know. Of course, when you're little, you always wanted to get older. When you're older, you always want to look younger. Ooh, into the Hornell fans. So Neely goes down. 2 outs. Dylan Winbond Grounded out to third base. Pico is 0 for 1 today. This one popped up. Pico has it. Sorry, I missed that. I was looking to see who had it. It's a good job, Pico. Still remains 3 to 1. We'll be back. Top of the 5th we go.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Traditional checking accounts are old news. So what are you waiting for? Reach new heights with Apex Rewards checking from First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Apex gives you the option to choose between cashback or high interest with a free checking account that pays you. Plus, ATM fees get refunded. Choose your rewards at fhfcu.org and get one step closer to achieving your financial goals.
Shop, finance, and buy your next car all online. With a new shopping experience at your fingertips, make car buying simple when you drive your deal at Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads and Hornell.
So welcome back, top of the 5th, and no, there is no pitch clock in high school. This game is sailing right by here. So far, under an hour going into the 5th. I'm not complaining. It's the Hornell Steamers games, the collegiate games that take, we had a game go 3 hours. It was a 9-inning game, 3 hours and 50 minutes, almost 4 hours last year for a 9-inning game. It was horrendous. Charlie Oyer up now for Hornell. Umpires have done a good job today. That last game, actually those that did tune into the last game we did, where Hornell took a 12-2 lead in the 6th inning. The game should have ended right there. The umpire did come back and apologize, saying he just, mental block there. So I was like, that game is. Everyone's like, well, the game's over. Hornell was lining up, and they go, no, you got to play another inning. And they go, no, you don't. We 10-run, but they made us. And I was reading about all the reasons why that 10-run, because it's already kind of a blowout. Anytime into the 5th inning, you 10-run a team, it's over. Except, the other team gets its at bats, so it has to be basically at the bottom of the inning, just to save on injuries. Pitch counts for especially like talking to, and Oyer gets rung up. The head coach Joe Flynn, he says, when you got 5 games in a row, you don't want your pitcher to have another pitcher and whoever you have substituting, whatever you have going on there, to go out there for another couple innings if they don't have that 10-run rule. So Charlie Oyer, he struck out twice looking. That was his second. Daniel Barnett Jr. I hear him say DBJ. DBJ up. Takes a strike. Strike just hit the high part of the strike zone. Hornell 10-runned Haverling first game of the season. And like I said, Haverling has improved so much through this year. They were down at the bottom of the barrel. Of the Class B2 we're looking at. Haverling, I remember one time I looked and they were in 8th place, so they have climbed right back up. Into third. Oh! They called that a strike. Let's take a look at that again. They appealed. Oh, that'll disappear in just a second. They appealed, and let's see where that ball was. I don't know. That maybe. It's hard to tell from that angle, but it was a strike, according to the official. Well, the home plate umpire looked down first and got a little help, but he called a strike. So bottom of the order, not faring so well as 4 at bats. Well, then 8 and 9 hitters, anyways. Andrew Davis has had a hit in the 7 spot, and this is Gates Miller. Looking at his ball 3 and 0. Miller popped up to second base and struck out as 0 and 2 today. 0 for 2 today. That one, nice pitch in there. Obviously, when I didn't think that was a strike, it didn't look it from this angle. Looked like it was low. Could have been a little low, but. And a nice walk by Miller. Gets a fist bump from Mike Bassage, the old Division I pitcher out of Hornell. Left-hander, pitched for Pitt University. Not sure if they back then if that was the Big East. If Pitt was in the Big East then. Of course, Syracuse doesn't have a baseball team. It's one of the two or three major power conference schools that doesn't have baseball. But they have a traveling club team that's fully dressed and everything. They actually played in Hornell against Alpha University club team 15, probably 15 or 20 years ago now. It's kind of neat to see in Hornell. You got Syracuse University bus, and they had the uniforms on and everything, playing in Hornell. This is Wyatt Argentieri, and the ball gets away. Miller's going to stop at second, though. Three and 1 to Argentieri. Argentieri 0 for 2 today, an unusual he never usually offers. Now he's got a full count. The last time I said that, because he was 0 for 2, he got a hit. So let's see if I have any kind of special powers over his batting. Time called by Argentieri. That one's going to be out of play. Ricochets off a few vehicles. Now they, like I said before, last year I was here, I filmed behind home plate, but they put that tarp up. Might be for distractions, but I see there's a Major League Baseball team that does not. They actually, people are sitting, and not the Dodgers. I was watching a game the other day, and I can't remember exactly where it was. There's a baseball hit, gonna throw home. Oops. And Gates Miller scores. Panicello up. So it did work again. He was 0 for 2. I said he never goes 0 for 2. Second game in a row that he's. And Argenteri not going to catch him with a stolen base. Panicello 0 for 2 today. You hear Coach Joe Flint saying moving on a base hit, or moving on a hit, because it's 2 outs. So 2 outs here. Argenteri at second, 1 run home as Gates Miller crossed the plate on Argenteri's line drive to center. Bobbled and safe. Now, I think he's kind of complaining, and he might have a good that he got blocked by Argenteri. But that's the second game in a row I've seen that happen. It happened the last game that Hornell. If that's the case, that's why they're arguing that it was interference. You're supposed to kind of get out of the way and not get in front of the shortstop, I think, as far as I know, but I've seen it in the last 2 games that Hornell played. The runner from Keshequa did not avoid the ball. He kind of just stepped right over it. Like I said, I'm not 100%. Panicello gets a hit, though. Oh, we get him an error. Gets on in an error, actually. Davin Hoyer, 1 for 2. Panicello slides into second. So runners, Panicello at second, Argenteri at third. 2 outs, 1-1 count to Davin Hoyer. Davin in fourth in the lineup. Oh, and that ball's going to be thrown away, and it goes under. So 2 runs do come home. Hornell takes a 4-3 lead. So Gennaro Pico. Pico 1 for 2 with that line drive to center. Hoyer at second, 2 outs. Musso turns around, tries to make sure Hoyer stays a little closer to second. That one's low. Thank everybody for joining us. Make sure you give us a like if you're watching on YouTube. Another Peisch Sports presentation. Games every day of the week but Wednesday. There is a softball game scheduled for Wednesday, but I will be out of town. So unfortunately, I'd love to be able to do the girls' game. They play at Waco. If I can get back in time, I'm going to be able to try doing it, because I have to go that way, actually. I have to go to Canandaigua for a job. There's a strike. 3-1. And 2. Musso up to 97 pitches. Again, 2 outs. Oyer on second for Hornell is the only lone runner on base. Pico. Oyer doesn't even look. I love it. Just the ball's popped up. That's the way you do it, though. Just start running on the crack of the bat. Since there's already 2 outs. I think head coach Joe Flint just let him keep running a little bit. Joe's the third base coach. And that one, both pitches on those fastballs, Pico a little late on, pushes them to the fence. A nice play. So third out, but Hornell does come up with 3 runs. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Today's game brought to you by Apex Chiropractic, helping you achieve new heights in wellness. Dr. Joseph McKay is a professor of nutrition and a professional natural bodybuilder. Apex Chiropractic. Maple City Collision, the best auto body repair shop around, is at Maple City Collision. Tell them John sent you. That's John Birch, 607-324-1155. And again, there's a look at the upcoming schedule. Well, today's game, obviously baseball here today at Haverling. Tomorrow, Aquinas comes to town. That game is at 5 o'clock, so that schedule is wrong right there. Thursday, Hornell again home against Livonia. Oops, I didn't realize that was going off so quick. Let me bring that up. Livonia. Friday, Hornell travels to Babcock Park to play against Dansville. And Hornell home Saturday in another makeup game against York. Again, looking at the standings coming into today's game. You see Livonia. Livonia beat 10-run Hornell at Livonia this year. And Dansville kind of struggling. 4-6, not horrible, but looking to improve. Argenteri with the pop out. There's Eric Carney Hendricks. Rose. That time, 1 pitch, Byler is sent down. Can't keep the stats quick enough here. This is Musso. 2 outs, 1-1 to Zach. This one line drive here. Oh my goodness. That was a great catch by Argenteri. Let's see if I see that again here. Wow. So we go to the 6th. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Laura Dagan-Pico, and along with my father, Jim Dagan, operate the Dagan Funeral Home here in Hornell.
The Dagan Funeral Home is a large, spacious, handicap-accessible facility with a seating capacity of 150 people, along with a separate family room for entertaining children. We also offer DVD memorial tributes, which continually show photographs and movies of your loved one's life on 2 beautiful flat-screen TVs.
The Dagan Funeral Home, 5 generations of the Dagan family serving your family.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Concerned about the cost of your insurance? The Ryan agencies sift through quotes from many companies to uncover your best insurance value. You'd be surprised at the savings we can find. Let's just talk. What's there to lose? The Ryan agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
Shawnee rose up. Takes a strike. Rose 2 for 3 today. 2 line drives to center. And he popped out to third. Takes a half a different type of swing at that one. 0-2. Hornell scored 1 run top of the 2nd. Haverling scored 3 bottom of the 3rd, and then Hornell at the top of the 5th scored 3. Hence the 4-3 score. Rose lifts it. Excuse me. Nice catch that time by Dylan Winban. Talking about the old movie drive-in theater there. I see now they're kind of making a comeback drive-in theater, but what they're doing, I'll talk about it after this. what they're doing instead of projection now, they're putting in the screens. Like if you go to a Major League Baseball game or football game where you watch instant replays, the LCD digital boards, the high definition ones now, they have it's all based on pixels per inch and blah 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 and brightness and stuff like that. But that's what they're doing now. You go to and it's just like watching crystal clear cinema and like watching it at home. I don't think you ever see that around here just because the population in Hornell or any of this area is not very big. But in warm, of course, you could have cold weather. You could just stay in your car. And of course, then they turn your vehicle into a separate channel. It's all Dolby surround sound, all that stuff. Pretty cool. That one a little high. 3-1 to Davis. Full count. I did go down when I went to the Mets game a couple weeks ago. They have the Major League Baseball's largest video instant replay scoreboard, and like what I was talking about, it's amazing how crystal clear it is. I always say that's one of my favorite inventions, even though the LCD has been around since the 60s, but in how it's used today, lighting, even everything is just amazing how bright everything is now. And it's Hornell's. That's oh, and got him. Davis complaining, but it looked like he was out. I don't think he was really complaining, but he was maybe about himself. Looked like he was out to me. Charlie Oyer up. Struck out twice and reached on an error. Takes a strike there. Oh! Unfortunately, that time it gets under Owen Smith's glove. Swing by Barnett for 0-1. So Oyer now struck out twice and got on base twice by error. What are we going to have a pinch runner in? That one's low. 1-1 to Barnett. Barnett struck out looking and struck out swinging today. Ooh, that ball came right back. That's quite a backstop, actually, they have here. If I were to give in the money to rebuild this park. Obviously, I've moved the seats down, but now, you know, they have that netting that you could still have a fence up, not this high, obviously, bring it down for where the fans can see. Because, you know, everything nowadays is about the fan experience. You know, you want to be able to go to a baseball game and enjoy it. And there's a good strikeout. Nice pitch. But what I would do is obviously move this, because nobody sits here anyways because it's so far away, back to like that one is placed next to the dugout. I would lower the fence, put up a couple poles to hold up the MLB and collegiate baseball netting. It's not very expensive. You can easily install, and it's almost see-through. Hoping Hornell replaces theirs eventually, that because it looks like you can catch dolphins and stuff with the net that Hornell has up. But the Major League Baseball netting is real nice and thin. You can see right through it. You can't even, you know, you don't even know it's there. So if anyone wants to donate, again tomorrow we'll be live from Hornell. Aquinas comes to town. Game time 5 o'clock. Remember that game is at 5, not 4:30 as put on my streaming this week schedule. So Aquinas comes in. Today's game brought to you by Strobel Supply, 40 Shalma Industrial Park in Hornell. Distribution, liquid paint application, Presidium floor coating. They've got robotics in there. They're looking for qualified people to hire. St. James Hospital, Dr. Ali Mansour. Injured, he's got you covered. Dr. Ali Mansour. This is Gage Thomas. Shout out to some viewers watching from Concord, North Carolina. Want to hear my Harry Carey voice? I don't want to mimic anybody else, Michael. I want to be my own voice. How bad it is already. Hope to see you in a couple months in July. And Thomas walks. So Gates Miller struggled with walks in the bottom of the third. Had 2 outs, nobody on, and ended up walking 3 batters in a row. Then you saw Ethan Bratz drive in 3 runs with a double. As they are going to take a little trip to the mound, Ponicello comes out. Whole team comes in. There's Coach Joe Flint. His first year at the helm of Hornell Varsity. Was the JV coach for a number of years. You remember his kids played back in the 2010 through 15 era of Hornell. I don't call it an era, but time frame. All successful athletes playing on basketball, baseball, soccer for Hornell. Joe, a very successful player in Canasteel, a few years older than me. Used to help me announce basketball, if you remember, for several years before he took the assistant basketball coach for Hornell. Now that he's doing baseball varsity, we'll see if he keeps that up. I told him, hey, if you want to come back to start doing color commentation for me during basketball, you're welcome. Talk about Bratz. We talked about him a second ago. He's the one who had the 3 RBI double in the third. Gates Miller up to 71 pitches so far here. I'd be surprised if you see Bratz coming out. He's over 100. But I doubt he'll be coming back. But when he got sorry, that's from this angle. I didn't have that. I thought he was going to throw the pitch, but he threw it over and got Thomas for the first out. And that's a base running mistake because Bratz lifts one, and it's sending Davis back. And Andrew Davis and you see it in every level. We saw it in a Major League Baseball game the other day. You need base runners. When you're losing, you only have one. You don't have any outs. You don't want to take a chance of getting thrown out anywhere. Well, in this sense, I could see why Thomas maybe was trying to steal second to get himself into scoring position because they're only down by 1 run. But if you're down by 2 runs, you stealing base doesn't mean anything. But 1 run, yeah, I could see why. So I take that back. But Bratz flies out. And Ethan Bratz is only an 11th grader, too. Remember his brother A.J. Bratz, who graduated last year, was Mr. New York State, and I can't remember if it wasn't 10 different sports or whatever it was, but a very successful player here in Haverling. I can't remember if it was soccer or football. I wouldn't say he wasn't Mr. He was, I can't remember what he ended up being awarded, but it was something for New York State honors. Player of the Year, perhaps, for football last year. Popped out of play into the construction area. This is Evan Pendle. This game has kind of slowed down. I spoke too soon. I jinxed myself when I said how quick this game was purring along here, but now we're an hour and 33 minutes. There's strike 3. Nice pitch by Gates Miller. So we go to the 7th. 4-3 Hornell. Last chance for Haverling. Will return after this.
Chapter in local health.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or just need repairs, Overhead Door stands for excellence. With a complete line of garage doors and openers, plus expert service you can trust. Beautifully designed, beautifully crafted, trusted for more than 90 years. Always look for the Overhead Door logo to be sure you're getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door.
In doing the work you do, if you're hurt, we'll help you through.
Don't be fooled. Video hearings are as critical as appearing in person.
Make sure your rights are protected.
Your employer has trained specialists on their side.
And the judges work for New York State.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Eric Carney Hendricks takes over on the mound for Haverling. Again, Hendricks only a ninth grader. Went over the 4-3 bottom of the, or I'm sorry. Wait, something's not right here. That's right. Top of the 6th, top of the 7th. I'm all screwed up on my scoreboard here. There. Gates Miller up to bat for Hornell. Nice play, Musso. Wide Argenteri up. Takes a strike. Argenteri has to scoot out of the way. One and two. That one's high from Hendricks. Panicello up. Takes a strike from the ninth grader, Eric Carney Hendricks. Now, this is the most I've ever seen here, and I'll show it to you in a second. That one's inside. They have a lot of kids. Argenteri is just not gonna catch him. He's the fastest kid on the team. But Haverling's got 9 guys in the field. Look how many people they have on the bench. There is a lot of players on this team. That one fouled off. In comparison, Hornell has 14 players on their team. "24 players. This one lifted. Second out, tagging up is Argenteri. Wait a minute, what happened? I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, I wonder if they checked to see if... Can't do much about it because I didn't film it, but I wonder if there was a tag out situation I didn't see, but I don't think I have anything on instant replay. No, I don't. So Hornell 4-3, last chance, bottom of the 7th. Today's game brought to you by First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Open a Apex checking account or Apex savings account. Check out all the financial services that First Heritage Federal Credit in one of their several locations throughout the southern tier of New York. Thanks, First Heritage. Dagan Funeral Home, 38 Church Street in Hornell. Cremation services only $16.95 plus the crematory fee. Lowest prices in the area. Dagan Funeral Home, Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorney's offices in Buffalo, Rochester, New York City. Call 585-262-COMP for Connors and Ferris. The genuine, the original, the Overhead Door Company of Canisteo Valley, 382-8172. Commercial, residential, agricultural doors. Nothing but the best from Jim Oyer at the Overhead Door Company of Canisteo Valley. Ryan Agencies, 3 gate locations to serve you better. Hornell, Jasper, and Wellsville. Insurance protection you can rely on. Home, auto, business, and more at the Ryan Agencies. Simmons and Rockwell Ford, Simmons and Rockwell Nissan, right up there in North Hornell. Over 300 new and used vehicles on the lot. Come up and check them out. MysticMedia.com, your small business a digital success partner, web development, search optimization, blog content, and so much more. One of these kids is going to get hit and hurt in the back. There's a bunch of kids in the batting cage, and they're swinging and everything else. City View Towing and Transport and Butler Excavating and Concrete, 324-7400. Thanks, guys, for all your support. And John and Dagan, General Trial Practice, proudly serving the Southern Tier since 1989. Call 324-6690 for John and Dagan. Gates Miller looking to finish things off here. Cameron Seeger, the senior at bat. Fouls that one off. Miller up to 82 pitches. This is going to be extra bases. Argenteri hustled over, just couldn't get it in time. But Seeger, since Argenteri got over there so quick, Seeger has to come in at first base. He's going to be pinched run for. Number 23, Mason Davis comes in. Mason, a 9th grader. Dante Neely, where his father used to coach football in Hornell, assistant coach. Coach Flint trying to just instruct his kids and let them know where the ball goes, just reminding them actually where the ball is supposed to go on hits to certain positions. And you can see Ponicello all smiles. Loves playing his sports. Going to Alfred State to play baseball next year. What a program Alfred State has put on. Now it's a 4-year school, Division III, but I tell you, their sports programs have really improved since when I was in school. One thing Gates doesn't want to do is lose Mason Davis at second. He's throwing over. You got to keep him close. One thing in the advantage here with Gates Miller, he's a left-hander. It doesn't have to shift his body around at all, can just whip it over there, but doesn't want to throw it in the dirt either. Bunt 0-2 now to Neely. Strikeout would be big here for Hornell. Runner at first, no outs. Another throw over to Mason Davis running for Cameron Seeger. Bottom of the seventh, last chance for the Rams. So, and he went strike 3. So 1 down now. Gates Miller graduated high school with his father. How many years ago now? 32? Or 33? 33 to be exact. Oh, and not a good, well, what are you going to do? You got someone in a rundown. What happened here? Not a good throw. So runner in scoring position now. Center fielder Dylan Winbon. One and one. Wenban. 2 and 1. Again, 1 out. Hornell up by 1. Runner on second for Haverling. The tying run on second. Winning run at the plate. Strike 2. 2 and 2. Wenban with a couple pop-ups. Actually, with a pop-up and a ground out. Both third base and Pico. You can see Pico there on the left side. And a second out. So good job by Pico, because that kept Davis at third, or at second, I'm sorry. That one's high. 2 outs now. They called that a strike. That one's low and in the dirt. This is Eric Carney Hendricks, pitcher. 1-1 to Hendricks. So they're down to their last strike. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Well, this game's not over yet, but I always want to thank you. That one's high, 2-2. Full count. Hendricks, the 9th grader. Him on first. It doesn't do you any really damage. It does bring the winning run. Got him. Ball game over. That was a little hairy. So Hornell wins it. Four to 3 is your final. Hornell now moves to 9-2. Haverling drops to 5-4. Again, a reminder, tomorrow Hornell will be home against Aquinas. That game starts at 5 p.m. We'll be live on the air a few minutes before then. As I did say, it was ugly, but effective. I said ugly but effective. That's all that matters. So again, thank everybody for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 o'clock for Hornell Aquinas. Until then, just a quick peek at the upcoming schedule. Again, tomorrow against Aquinas at home, at Livonia on Thursday, Friday home against Dansville, and Saturday home against York. So we'll be bringing all those games live to you right here on Peisch Sports. So we'll see you tomorrow night.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Are you still looking for a truck? Simmons Rockwell is your pre-owned truck headquarters with over 400 late model, low mileage trucks available across 5 locations. Stop searching empty lots and visit simmons-rockwell.com now to view hundreds of quality pre-owned trucks you can drive home today. Make car buying simple when you click Drive Your Deal on hundreds of pre-owned trucks at simmons-rockwell.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Dagan, and along with my daughter Laura, own and operate the Dagan Funeral Home here in Hornell.
The Dagan Funeral Home was established way back in 1883 by my great-great-grandfather and is the oldest family-owned funeral home in the area. We offer traditional funerals for all faiths as well as low-cost cremation services, and we will be happy to assist you with pre-planning and inflation-proof financing.
The Dagan Funeral Home, 5 generations of the Dagan family serving your family.
Costs are rising, and the Ryan agencies are taking action. We trim the cost of your insurance with cutting-edge ideas. Want money back in your pocket? A quick call can result in savings without sacrificing coverage. The Ryan agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan